Big news over the weekend, of course, is the Iranian retaliatory strikes against Israel for Israel's alleged attack on the Iranian consulate in Damascus, Syria on April 1st. Apparently, Israel has still not officially taken responsibility for the April 1 attack, and the Iranian retaliation apparently was expected by both Israel and the U.S., according to this story from CBS News on April 5th. Where are we today? Well, it looks like maybe things are cooling off a little bit. According to Zero Hedge on Sunday, not looking for a significant escalation. Israel threatens imminent response to Iranian attack, then walks it back. Brief summary: Iran sent 170 drones, 120 ballistic missiles, and 30 cruise missiles carrying a combined 60 tons of explosive material into Israel. Iran violated Iraqi and Jordanian airspace in launching the attack. And my understanding, I haven't been able to find the stories, but I saw them on Saturday, was that this attack was announced by Iran before they launched it, and that it took about 4 hours for the drones and the missiles to make it to Israel. The drones were launched first, and the missiles, apparently much faster, were launched later to reach Israel at about the same time. Israel and its allies, including the U.S., shot down 99% of the Iranian munitions. That means that the United States was involved in defending Israel at taxpayer expense when this occurred. The attack caused minor damage to Nevatim Air Base in southern Israel, and reportedly one young girl from a town in the south was hospitalized for severe shrapnel injuries. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is reported to have said, "We intercepted, we thwarted, together we will win." U.S. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said, "We don't want to see this escalate. We're not looking for a wider war with Iran." And what I think is very important in this story is this part. Behind the scenes, Biden told Netanyahu the joint defensive efforts by Israel, the U.S., and other countries in the region led to the failure of the Iranian attack. And according to the White House official, Biden said, "You gotta win. Take the win." Now, this, in my opinion, is huge. The official said that when Biden told Netanyahu that the U.S. will not participate in any offensive operations against Iran and will not support such operations, Netanyahu said he understood. To me, this indicates a significant policy shift because the U.S. government has a long history of falling over itself to please Israel. It could also just mean that larger forces are growing weary of Netanyahu. At the very least, it is hopeful in the short term, at the very least, that perhaps there is still an inkling of sanity in Washington, and they aren't quite ready to get drawn into a wider war with Iran or into World War III. Now, before I let you go, I would like to share some final points. If we go to travelmath.com and punch in the distance between Gaza and Washington, D.C., it shows that the distance is 5,893 miles, here on display in a map as well. Furthermore, according to U.S. News and World Report's most powerful countries list, the United States is number 1, China is number 2, Russia is number 3, and Israel is the 11th most powerful country on the planet, according to U.S. News and World Report, with a population of only 9.55 million. However, Israel receives billions of dollars in aid from the United States every year, despite being the 11th most powerful country on the planet. And it begs the question, why is the United States, which is in the Western Hemisphere, so involved in the matters in the Eastern Hemisphere, 6,000 miles away? And one other thing I'd like to add, it should be clear that if there's a World War III scenario to come out of this conflict, the only reason that would happen is because the United States is involved in a region that is 6,000 miles away from its capital.